Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Good morning.
You will recall that last week I spoke on the subject of farming in Bermuda. I rise this morning specifically to offer an unequivocal apology to Mr. Carlos Amaral, Chairman of the Board of Agriculture, and the entire Board for erroneously stating last week that I also agree with the statement by Carlos Amaral, Chairman of the Board of Agriculture, that the problem with farmers' leases needed examination, although I wonder out loud why it has taken 5 years for anyone to say anything. Mr. Speaker, I have this week been made aware that contrary to what was implied by the schedule of leases provided that prompted my statement, it is incorrect. In fact, the Farmers Association has been advocating for a regularization of leases as far back as 2016, based on the correspondence I have now had sight of. As such, I apologize to them without reservation. Mr. Speaker, let me stress that other than the vacant lots, the land is being farmed, and there is no intent to use this land for anything other than farming. The expired leased land is still being farmed, with the farmers paying their rent regularly. The statistics presented last week of 13 properties appearing to have expired leases and 2 in dispute over ownership are in fact correct, but only since June this year. As an aside, Mr. Speaker, my ministerial colleagues must use my experience in this regard to not assume that they know or are being told everything that is happening in their ministries. I encourage them to do as I will now, follow up on projects begun before July 18, 2018, but not yet concluded, and get such a list from staff in each area of their ministries. Mr. Speaker, in the wake of this new information, I have ordered that a plan and timelines to fully address the outstanding leases be implemented as a matter of priority, with the understanding that unless there is a compelling reason not to, and a fulsome case needs to be presented to justify same, all arable land leases are to be for 21 years less 1 day, so they don't have to be dealt with again anytime soon or require parliamentary scrutiny. As I stated last week, this government is fully committed to farming in this country and will use all resources at its disposal to encourage, expand, and develop wider participation in farming in Bermuda. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.